And we are live. And welcome to the first episode of the Best of Nothing podcast. I am your host, Sir Darius. You know me. With me, I have today, to my left, Red, you're to my left.
No. Your boy's Red. Nice meeting y'all.
And I am Boom.
You might recognize Boom from Beast Wars Thresh.
Not that anybody would ever want to.
God.
There was a joke within there. That would be me.
There was a joke with it.
Yeah, you're Mr. Eating out his girlfriend. My God, this podcast is already we're 1 minute into the podcast and we're already gone into shit.
Well, guess what? It's accurate.
It's the best of nothing.
It really is the best of nothing, aren't we? Okay,
Exactly.
so how was everybody's week?
Well, my car's totaled, which means that my job is basically done because I was a delivery driver.
Oh fuck!
That's a
So,
rip.
What the fuck happened, man?
the car did not have anti-lock brakes.
Wait, okay. I need context now.
I need context too. What the fuck happened here?
It is a 1999 Toyota Avalon.
Oh,
No.
my
What I'm
God.
curious is, I need to hear how it got fucked up necessarily, not the reason. I want to know how.
Bumper to bumper traffic and light turned green. So we had one person starting ahead. So we're like, okay, we're gonna be moving. So we'll slowly accelerate, which was then followed by, oh crap, I need to stop because somebody did something stupid. So so
That'll
then
do it, folks.
anti-lock brakes went, nope, we're not stopping. We're skidding.
Oh no. So let me guess, your entire front half just crumpled up like just a can.
Yeah, the radiator. I
Fucking hell.
actually have a picture, but I have a
When
picture.
car goes from skirt to erp.
I took a picture of it. Let me post it in trash can.
Yeah. Since this is the first episode, I don't have a second monitor. I don't really have a setup for good image sharing right now. I'll add it in post. Don't worry.
Well,
I can still look at it on my other mini monitor over here. Let me look here.
It is uploading, and it's up.
All right.
Oh my God.
Let me look here. And hang on. It's
yeah,
loading.
that thing's fucked.
Oh!
Not gonna lie, fam. It looks like you smashed into a boulder.
I smashed into a Honda Ridgeline.
Hey,
God.
you smashed into one of my vehicles. Let's go.
Wow. Oh my
You smashed
God.
into one of my brothers.
That is fucked, dude. Oh man, I'm sorry, Boom, but there's no coming back from that.
No, the damage estimate was approximately 5,500 with expectation to find further damage.
Expectation to find further damage. That's great.
Yeah, that's more than that car's worth 3 times over.
Yes, sir. You are actually on the money.
That's fucking.
Damn straight I am. Well, other than that, has your week been at all better or anything else happen?
I basically spent the entire week working on getting that cleaned up. Just like let's see.
Cleaning out a wrecked car is never good. You're just cleaning out the remnants of all your memories, and it's just like all your junk and all your emergency items in there. Like when I was cleaning out the Saturn when I wrecked it in college because of the fucking rainy bridge that I was on, and I was getting on the off ramp, and my car skidded into the off ramp exit thing. Fucking
Oof.
yeah, I know, scary, right? So, and I was getting all my items out there, and there was like all my emergency like change of clothes. There was my towels in there. There's my blanket in case I, winter and crap. There was all my emergency like food items in case I was ever hungry anywhere. And there was all these like little notes and tidbits. It was honestly kind of a sad experience because it was like, man, there were so many memories in this car, and now it's just dead.
The most emergency things that I had in there were literally jumper cables, like a jumper cable kit and like emergency thing,
That's
and my
it?
boot knife, and my boot knife,
Are you
in
fucking
case somebody
kidding me?
was stupid.
How the,
That's
how the fuck do you not
that's
drive with more items like that? Well, granted, I live up in Wisconsin, so fucking you get stranded somewhere and you're fucked. You know what
I
I
live
mean?
in Utah, my guy. The weather here changes like a girlfriend's opinion.
Ouch.
I live in North Carolina. It changes like your internal temperature.
So
So
it stays.
never. It's
It never.
always
Yeah.
raining.
No, it could be completely dry 1 minute.
What?
I did
Wet the
spend some
next.
time out in North Carolina,
Yeah.
and all I remember is rain. That's just it.
Wait
It's
a minute.
just
Your
rain.
internal temperature is always wet. What the fuck are you talking about, Boom?
So yeah, it's always wet.
Okay, emotional temperament.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Certain individuals that would apply to.
If your internal temperature is dry, you have a problem.
Well, that's a rip. So other than trying to clean it up, actually, I guess you can't really work right now. So
To quote
I
to
guess you're
quote to
enjoying your
quote
quote
Ja-
unquote time off.
to quote Jack Black, better check your heart for palpitations because if there aren't any, you are dead.
It's accurate.
Fucking that quote comes from Brutal Legend, and I believe he says that after you use the face melter solo, and that just causes everyone's face just to explode.
The funniest thing is, I remember that game purely because my stepdad one day was playing it, and at the time I was really young, so I wasn't allowed to watch him play it. But I still did because he would play it downstairs where my room was, and I would just peek out through the door. I'm like, "Ooh, a
Oh,
Raiden game,
Brutal
yeah,
Legend is such a good game. I am upset that we're never gonna get a sequel. You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah."
it's kind of impossible to do a sequel now because Metal's not dead, but just isn't like
It's not the same.
Metal's not the same as it was back in the day. You know what I mean? But if I bet you enough, Jack Black has enough clout just to walk out one day with a saxaboom, go back on tour, and say "fuck it, we're bringing metal back." You know what I mean?
I mean,
And
the funniest
there's enough clout there that it could happen. You know what I mean?
the funniest thing about Jack Black is he actually recently, or not recently, but a few months ago, I did remember seeing he was trying to start a YouTube channel, and he did mention something about streaming games. Granted, I haven't heard anything else about that. I've only seen the video, and that was about it. Just popped up one day in my YouTube feed, and I was like, "Damn, Jackie Black is in. We gotta check this shit out."
Who was he? Who was he playing video games with that one time? Wasn't it Markiplier or was it PewDiePie? I can't remember.
I would honestly imagine either one. I could see him doing with because let's be real, it's Jack fucking Black.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, other than that, boom. Anything else happen throughout the week?
Uh, well, I found out my sister has 2 jobs now when
Oh, fun.
she couldn't even get one when she lived with us.
Really?
And one of them is I wish I was making this up. It is a mask salesperson at one of those kiosks in the mall.
Well, I mean, coronavirus.
Yep.
Coronavirus took everything from us, and 2020 keeps taking everything else from us. I mean, fuck, Black Panther's dead!
Yep. I mean, hell, I'm already down 5 digits in my company right now due to coronavirus, so that feels good.
I can't fucking believe Black Panther's dead! Just 2020 has taken everything from us. 2020 has taken all of my plans this year. 2020 might be okay. So I'm going to California soon, right?
Yeah.
To visit
What
family. What?
What for? Oh, family.
To visit family that lives out there. You know what I mean? I'm from. We're all from Wisconsin, but I have family that lives out in California, right?
Yeah.
And we're finally going out to California to visit them, right? So no videos in all of October. Sorry, guys. But here's the fucked up part about it. We're gonna go to California, and there might be a lockdown while we're in California.
Oh, you can. If you go to South California, it's a fucking shit show right now.
I know, but the biggest problem is that we might go to California, and Disneyland might be fucking closed.
It probably
I mean,
will be, to be honest.
look how Florida's doing right now with Disney World open. They were
Yeah.
the ones with the highest rates in everything because they chose to open up Disney World. Way to go, Florida man.
I know, but the problem is that I've never been to Disneyland, and I wanted to go, and I would totally risk coronavirus to go to. Well, I know it sounds stupid to say, but I would totally risk it to go to Disneyland. But fuck,
Well,
I know it sounds super stupid to say that, but what else is there to do in California?
Go to the beach. Go hiking. I mean,
don't
you're
like
telling this to
I don't
someone
like the
who's stationed
beach.
out there for a
I
year and
don't
a
I
half.
don't I don't like the beach, and I'm not going hiking because I don't want to get attacked by a fucking mountain lion.
Oh, come on. They're much less common than you think. I spent almost my entire time out there in a fucking mountain.
Yeah, but the one time I go hiking is the one time a mountain lion's gonna come fucking out. I swear to
Well,
God,
as
my
Joe
luck with
Rogan
mountain
will say
lions is
about,
that my luck with mountain lions is the same luck as I have with the fucking mountain lions in Red Dead Redemption.
well, here's the funny thing. Just do what Joe Rogan apparently says about every animal. Stick your finger up its ass.
What?
I wish I was kidding. You'll find it somewhere. Many times, just about any time an animal is mentioned around Joe Rogan and how to deal with it if it's attacking you, he'll say stick a finger in its ass. To be fair, yeah, it'll work. I mean, if you're fighting someone and they stick their finger up your ass, are you going to keep going? No, you're going to be in shock and you're going to back off for a second. So there's that for you.
yeah, but that implies you have to get close enough to do that.
I mean, if they're attacking you, you're within arm's reach of a fucking ball hole. I promise you that.
Here's the thing, though. I've seen shit like that with lions, and lions immediately round on because I've seen a lioness reject a male lion, and they immediately whip around on the male lion and they bite them. So I don't see that working out well.
Or you can always go by hot tub time machines mentality. Literally fuck the animal. Power over nature.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
You haven't seen Hot Tub Time Machine?
No, I didn't care for the movie. I saw the
I
trailer for the
recommend
movie, and I'm like, this doesn't look like a good movie. Looks
I do
lame.
recommend it. I actually enjoyed it.
No, that's the live action Mulan. That's not a good movie.
Okay, anything live action from Disney is no go, Chief. It's
Okay,
a
you
no-go.
wanna know how I knew the live action movie? And forgive me for being quote unquote insensitive to the culture. I knew Mulan, the live action Mulan, wasn't gonna be good when they said Mushu wasn't gonna be in it.
I mean, to be fair, Mushu was literally he's one of those background characters that he sets the fucking scene half the time, for God's sake.
Well, here's the thing. Mushu doesn't make Mulan what it is, but he does help the movie in certain places. Like
He adds a
Mushu,
little bit of that spice.
yeah. Mushu is one of the only like Mushu is one of the only characters in a movie that I can say that Eddie Murphy did a good job.
Oh, yeah. It was.
There's
in my
there's
opinion,
there's Donkey in Shrek 1 and 2, Mushu, and then that's it for Eddie Murphy.
and then as one person pointed out, Donkey, Dragon, is Mushu their kid?
No.
Oh my god.
No.
I mean, shit.
I refuse. Boom. I'm gonna ban
You can refuse all you want.
I'm gonna ban you. How do I ban?
Right click. Anyway,
that didn't work. Oh,
Do I have to give a tutorial on how to ban me from your own server?
Hang on.
Step
I'm
one,
having
mouse over name.
I'm having it's not working. Oh, there we go.
Oh, you just kicked him from the call. He's still in this.
I know. I didn't actually want to ban him. Obviously, get him back in here.
All right. So should I talk about my week now at this point?
Sure.
Well, basically, I just worked. I'm sure as hell enjoy. Welcome back. At this point, I am enjoying the cooler temperature because fuck working outside in 3-digit degrees.
Tell me about it. I work in the exact opposite. I work in sometimes negative numbers to do Nestle.
Yeah. These days, especially since I haven't had AC in my car for the last 9 months, I've been using nature's AC to keep me cool as I'm driving home from work after being outside.
Wow.
So here in Utah, we actually lucked out hella hard about it being between 70 to 80 degrees. And oh my hell, that was a godsend. Right now, my girlfriend's over the weekend. Usual shit. It's been nice. We're actually going to be going to her father's birthday party tomorrow, and probably going to see my grandmother.
Yeah, that's
So that'll
nice.
be cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Monday, we're trying to figure out what to do for Labor Day since we both have it off. But I don't know. Your boy's trying to save some money, so I might take her to a drive-in movie theater. There's one not too far away from here that's actually pretty nice that my family's been going to for decades at
Isn't
this point.
isn't Walmart doing that bullshit like turning their parking lots into movie theaters or whatever?
Not that I've seen at least out here. Maybe out by you, but the closest thing to that I've seen is I've seen some high school kids show up to the nearby high schools and do that. Where like one of them will borrow their daddy's truck, hook up a big old wide tarp, and then they'll just sit in the back of like a van or some shit and watch the movie.
The to quote God, what's his name? I forget the name of the guy, but he sang roll out those lazy hazy days of summer. And there's a lyric in that song where he says at those drive-ins those kids in high school do more kissing in the cars than there is on the screen.
I mean, shit, I was
Not
one of them. I
all
feel
all
personally
100 of them.
attacked by that statement, Chen. Just want you to know.
Let let's
Yeah.
let's be honest. Me and Chan have never had girlfriends.
Speak for
Don't worry.
yourself.
Don't worry,
Oh,
boys. I'm making
you
up for your
have
lack
had
of
one?
numbers. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
Maria, remember?
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about her.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I don't remember that, but I'm sure it was a lovely relationship.
Remember we had to break it off because had to she had to move back home.
that's always a. At least you guys didn't end on a bad term. I mean, my last one ended really bad. In
Yeah, I
fact,
heard.
so
Yeah, I remember that.
for if you want to hear, there is an actual update to that.
Oh no.
For
Oh
context
God,
to you folks back home, my last girlfriend, I'm not going to name her here, was
protect
a
the
bit of a
innocent.
nutcase. And let's just say personal hygiene wasn't that high of a priority of hers. I'd be upstairs. I'd live in a two-story little town home with some roommates. When she walks in the door, I can smell her from my fucking room, and I can't smell for shit. Now then, with that
That's
being
saying
said,
something because you were in the military, especially. Like
exactly,
your sense of smell was. You told me about how your sense of smell was fucked in the military, and it got more fucked after you joined the military.
exactly. But so what ended up happening was we went on this quote unquote break. I didn't communicate with her at all for a month. You think that'd be a clear indication that of me ignoring your texts, your calls, ignoring everyone you hang out with, that I don't want to date you again. Because I didn't she just got quote unquote evicted that my family saved her from having to spend a shit ton of money and ruining her credit score. That will come important later. And so basically I then went to her home and told her, hey, I don't want to date you. I have no interest in dating you. So, bye, basically. And then about 2 weeks later, I know it's gonna sound stupid. You can lynch me later. I started dating one of her friends, who's my current girlfriend,
Ah!
and right now I love her to death. Um, as one of my roommates would put it, I'm dating a literal tsundere right now, and but
In English.
oh my hell, she
He's
I'm
fucks
not
with
a
dating
you.
weeb.
he's dating a girl that fuck. How would you describe a tsundere?
That she'll fuck with you constantly throughout the day and not show very much love
Yeah,
interest.
yeah, yeah.
Mostly when people are around, she's like that. But when it's just the two of us, it's a different story. Um, but Yeah, my ex found out, got really upset, and was acting like for some reason I cheated on her, even though, mind you, folks, I made it a very apparent that we were not dating at that point because for some reason she thought that during a relationship, yes, it is a two-way street. However,
Oh my
it's
god.
not like that when one of you wants to break up. Anyway, so I already offered to take her back the rest of her shit. I've already taken back majority of it, such as her mattress and her box springs. I offered to deliver that 3 times prior to all this. Last week, after 3 weeks of texting me once on Saturdays, hey, can you deliver me my shit? And mind you, I got a new mattress. I threw her old one out because only God knows what the fuck is in that thing if that's her personal hygiene. Um, anyway, so I told her, no, I don't know where your mattress is. Obviously, I lied, but hey, whatever. So instead, I was like, I'll tell you what, I'll give you enough money where you can buy a new mattress. I went out, did my research, gave her X amount of funds to cover to actually get her a pretty decent mattress. Because the way I saw it, if I get her,
Mattresses are expensive sometimes.
it wasn't too bad. Granted, it wasn't more than I'd like to, but the way I saw it, if I just give her this, it'll shut her the fuck up. So, and then she's like, cool, when are you going to deliver that to me? And I told her, no, 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 no. I've already driven out there 3 times for you. You're going to come to me to grab your shit now. And so she's like, well, I don't have a truck. Okay, cool. Not my problem. You're still going to do it. Either that or I leave it outside and it gets sprinkled and rained on. I don't really care. So I told her she has 7 days before I block her because she was starting to piss me off. 7 days later, she chooses a date that she'll be showing up, which was later that day. And it was so funny because she was telling me that if you had any ounce of care for me in the world, you wouldn't have your current girlfriend with you when I get there. I said, all right, fair enough. Instead, I took my girl out on a dinner date as she came by and collected my shit because my roommates wanted to get her out as soon as possible. Now, here's where things get a little nutty. She gets her box springs. She gets her fucking little amount of cash that she can get her own little mattress because she doesn't trust PayPal or Venmo for some fucking reason. And then I come back. I saw that she left my little twin size mattress I lent to her because she's currently living with her aunt. And I was like, all right, whatever. I just threw that bitch out. I got a new mattress. I don't need it, as well as everything else. However, when I walked in my room, there was a distinct smell. It was horrendous. I should probably mention she never wore underwear for the last 3 years. There's where that will come into play. And I was trying to figure out what that smell is. And I noticed the comforter that was part of my twin size that she had was on my ground. I'm like, okay, maybe it's this. I pick it up. Pair of whitey tidies fall on the floor. Mind you, folks, I don't have white underwear. So I already know this ain't mine. I also know this isn't my girlfriend's.
This story is like terrifying.
Oh, it gets better. And I realized that's where the smell originated from. And to say they are dirty is an understatement. For
I can't fucking believe this. You were living with this girl?
not living with her, although she did overstay her welcome numerous times.
I'm done listening to this story.
Yeah, there's all sorts of reasons why I broke up with her. Some people thought it
I
was
am
welcome,
officially done listening to this story. We are moving on.
but yeah, other than that, my week's been good.
Uh, yeah, I would fucking hope so. My week has been an absolute trash fire.
Hey,
But
fucker, we're here with you.
it's also been fairly good, believe it or not. But it's also been trash fire. So, besides the fact that we just lost another Avenger and the world sucks a little bit more, I am
Mhm.
off of work for an entire week.
Hey, that's just is that at least PTO or you
No,
shit on?
it's they're installing new machinery on one of the bakery lines, so we don't get to work for an entire week. But hey, you know what I mean?
Okay, fair enough.
I don't give a shit. I'm suffering from work burnout anyways. Like the working the line is really really hard sometimes. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I used to work in like an actual warehouse, so I understand that shit sucks.
Yeah, but honestly, like these days off have been awesome. You know what I mean? And getting back into editing videos again has been really really nice. And but honestly, connecting with people again and calling them and talking to them is terrible. for me. So I have a friend of a friend. Well, I shouldn't really say a friend of a friend. I know somebody who is a friend of mine who I call for about cosplay stuff, right?
Yeah.
They gave me the pattern for my for my Crusader cape, right?
Hmm.
That I had made, and I had like yada yada. It's a Crusader cape that's like all canvas, has a Crusader cross on the front part of your heart. You know what I mean? Has a pointed
Hmm.
hood for your helmet, right? It's a very large hood. It's pointed so like you can fit nearly any helmet over it, right?
Yeah.
From European pig face to flat top to everything, right? I had my mother, because she's a wizard with sewing, help me with all the patterns and stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm working on a Mao Mao cosplay for Mao Mao Protectors of Pure Heart
Hmm.
because I discovered a channel called I think it's called Spoopy Loves Boba or Spooky Loves Baba. I can't fucking remember. But basically, they do these like meme rundowns of these episodes of Mama and the Practice of Pure Heart, and I've sort of discovered this show that's just this this show is just a meme like I'm not even sure how to describe it. Like the show is just like it's a cartoon meant for kids, but it's like almost on par with Adventure Time. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like that's the best way to describe it. You know what I mean? Like like the humor is like really like on par. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like they're like the voice actors are like making these tweets where it's like the villain of the show, he's like, you don't have the guts, and the main character goes, I have a million guts, and he makes the voice actor makes a tweet that says that was just a line I threw out there in the booth, and they're like, yeah, we'll take that, we'll use that. And I'm like, okay, these voice actors are great. You know what I mean?
All right. Gotcha.
So I'm deciding, you know what, fuck it, I'll do like a 1 day cosplay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because I'm into cosplay, I'm into this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I call this guy because he's good for patterns, he's good for capes, he's good for other things like that, and I can't get in contact with him, right?
Yeah.
So I call my friend because he knows him better than I do, and I'm like, hey dude, I'm not gonna say his name to protect the innocent here, but I'm like, hey dude, do you know what's up with this guy? I can't get in contact with him. And he's like, he's dead.
Oh.
Oh, he died 6 months ago, like earlier in the breakout. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
I see.
I mean, it's not like I knew the guy, but still, it's like, fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. That's not really an answer you would honestly expect very much.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah.
2020 and coronavirus has taken so much from everyone. This shit sucks.
As I've posted before, folks, I don't care who you are. At one
Fucking
point or
wear
another,
a
2020 takes
mask
something from you. No one has won in 2020. No one.
and fucking stay inside, wear a mask, stay healthy. Like, fucking don't do stupid shit. Don't act dumb. That's all I have to say. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and I mean I understand those folks that hate the masks. Believe me, I hate these fucking things too.
Yeah,
But the
but
way I
just
see it,
you gotta wear them, man. Well, to be fair, the guy had a compromised immune system to begin with. You know what I mean?
oh,
So
so he was fucked from the get go.
he was fucked from the get go, sure, but come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, me personally, I don't wear it for other people. I wear it to try to end this shit as soon as possible, so I don't have to wear the fucking thing. I work outside. I wear sunglasses. I have to basically hold my breath from when I'm outside, so I don't fucking melt my eyes from the goddamn sun because I hate seeing bright shit. But I hold my breath walking into the store so I can take off my sunglasses and voila. But
Oh
the
my
sooner
god.
the shit is done and over with, the sooner we're done. Now, granted, do people highball the masks? Immensely. It's more of like a 30% of
Markup.
actual. Oh no, not a 30%
No,
markup.
we're talking about like the success
Efficiency.
rate
Oh
of
In
yeah,
it.
terms
yeah.
of efficiency, it's only really 30%. For those people that are hearing like 70, 80, or even to 100, they're delusional. They're fucking retarded. I'm
They
gonna say
really
it outright.
are. Like
But
like
it helps
you see
nonetheless.
those infrared though, like of the dude sneezing in the mask versus the dude sneezing like normally. Like, you can see how much the mask does protect you. You know what I mean?
And I am gonna say this. For those of you wearing the M95s, aka those stereotypical blue masks that you see like your dentists wear, your doctors wear and shit, that's not really doing anything. It basically the equivalence of that is grabbing one of those dryer sheets, you know what I'm talking about, and putting two pieces of string and tying that around. That's how efficient it is. In other
It's still
words,
protecting you more than nothing.
oh, it still is protecting you more than nothing. But like I said, if for the proper mask to wear that will protect you actually have filters. Now, do I expect everyone to walk around in gas masks like we're in Mother Russia? No,
Fucking
because that's a little unrealistic.
Metro over here.
Not to mention, I mean, that shit will protect you, for God's sake. I'm able to sit and CO gas and breathe just fine. And from personal experience, that
Flap
shit
your
sucks.
arms, private. Flap your arms.
But yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
talking. Red knows what I'm talking about over here.
But essentially, yeah.
Did they make you do that when they sent you into the gas chamber?
Nope. They told me to take the fucking thing off and tough it up. And little side
No,
story
no,
about
no.
that.
When they took you out of the gas chamber, because I've seen like 8 videos, and they always yell at the privates to flap their arms when they come out of the gas chamber.
No, although it isn't a bad idea because it does sit on your camis. It soaks into what you're wearing.
Uh,
Like you got to wash those fucking things twice over just to get the shit out.
Damn.
It sticks to everything, and ugh, it's absolute hell. I would honestly castrate myself before I go through that again.
Yeah. Still can't fucking believe I didn't get in the fucking Navy.
Eh, like I said,
You're
man,
not missing
military
much.
isn't for everybody. Oh yeah, all you're missing is well, they like their glory holes, and they're
Shut
primarily
the
male. So
fuck
do
up,
what you want with
dude.
that information, bro. I make fun of every other branch. What do you expect?
Uh,
For example, Army, you join that to be part of the poster boys. National Guard, you join that for the bennies and do nothing else. Air Force, you join for an office job. Marines, you hate yourself and you want to die. Navy, you like men. That's usually the stereotypes.
Fuck you.
Hey, they exist for a reason.
It's true. Chair force.
We do call them the chair force. And for context, those of you
Chair
back home,
Force.
I myself am a Marine, so that's where this all comes from.
Yes, and I attempted to join the Navy no less than 3 times.
But like I said,
I'm
military life ain't for
disqualified from
everybody.
service.
As are all my roommates.
What was that?
Granted.
I'm disqualified from service.
Yeah.
Yeah, so are all my roommates, but they're more ecstatic about that. They don't want anything to do with the military, which hey, as I've said before, it's not for everyone, and nor should anyone ever feel, I guess, pressured to have to join. It was a route I simply took because I didn't know what the fuck else I was going to do after high school.
To be fair, I say I attempted to join the Navy. I've technically been disqualified from service like Boom has been because of my disability.
Yep, the recruiters do speak to each other. That's a little something for you folks.
Yeah.
They do speak to each other, and if you are unable to join one branch, they usually pass word on to others because, I mean, not trying to be an ass, but usually recruiters try to conserve their time for those that have a high chance of joining.
Because
Like,
their
Yeah.
pay based off it.
although I will tell you boys, if you want, I'll tell you of a funny story of one lad who attempted to join. Now, he's an acquaintance of mine. I'm 5'6", so I'm pretty short. This motherfucker, I almost have to look straight down to talk to. All
Oh
right.
my god.
Anyway, he tried joining the Marine Corps,
Oh no.
and to give you an idea, he's a twink as well, like straight up just stick and bones.
Give the kid some
He
credit at least. He's punching high.
I would if he wasn't a complete and utter dumbass. To pass the ASVAB, you circle C and go down. You will pass with the minimum score. I wish I was kidding. He failed to do that. He attempted to join the Marine Corps 5 different times in the ASVAB, and the Marines will take about anybody. Obviously, you have to score, and even they don't want him. The fucking National Guard don't want him because he
National
failed so
Guard?
many times. He failed so
Oh,
many
you told
times
me this
in a
story
row.
before. I remember this kid.
And the best part is, on his last 3 attempts, he was so confident he was going to pass that he threw together a going away party before he got his results.
And failed.
Yep. To this day, he's just a mall cop, and it's funnier than hell because I don't know how the fuck anyone's going to take a 4 foot looking ass motherfucker. Seriously, much less in
Oh
a
my
mall.
god! No fucking way!
Like this kid barely weighs 90 pounds, and I'm pretty sure I'm being generous on that.
So you're saying that I would use him as a soccer ball?
You could use him
Bro,
as a
I would
door. You could
use
use him
him.
as a doorstop.
You can. I could use him as a goddamn toothbrush if I really wanted to.
Toothbrush.
But yes, there is. At least
You
you're
could
not
use him.
that
You could
off,
use him to
folks.
clean out the fucking like. You could use him to clean out like the fucking HDMI port on your TV.
Oh, and here's a little something funny. When I came back home, he tried to talk to me as if he was one of my quote unquote brothers and sisters in arms.
No, you don't get
You
to
know
do
what?
that.
Yeah, let's just
Not even
say
I
that.
do that. Look, I try. Look, I try to join the Navy. Oh, look, I will never get to join the Navy, and I'll never get to be that illustrious like highball. The only reason I get to talk with Red the way I do is because I've known him for so long, and me and Red are just really good buddies. I understand that special kind of talking is reserved for special kind of people.
Yeah, he wanted to ask me about all sorts of shit that I couldn't talk about. That it appalled me that he thought I'd be able to tell him. I was a comm engineer, so explosives was my specialty. He was asking me questions
Oh,
about that.
did he try asking about one of the things?
Some boom boom sticks, we'll put it at that.
Oh, he tried asking about that. Yeah, fuck this kid.
But it was so funny because by the end of the night, he didn't want to talk to me anymore, and he proceeded to tell the rest of our group that I was a bit of an asshole. But
Well,
at the
fuck
same
this
time, being
kid. I mean, come on, dude. You don't go asking some dude who's a combat expert in the military about his time with some of the things that he's seen. You know what I mean? Like some of the stories you told me, I would never want to be told because some of the shit I've heard from you, I'm like, fuck. I'd not want to hear that again, let alone see it. You know what I mean?
but yeah, that's the story of the biggest fuckwit I've ever met in my goddamn life.
Speaking of actually, I shouldn't say the biggest fuckwit. Speaking of the biggest fuckwit, let's talk about our sponsor today.
You know what? Solid cut.
Oh, they're gonna hate
Let's
me.
go for it.
Solid segue.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So speaking of big explosions, military, and the pride of our country, let's talk about our today's sponsor. Okay, so in these trying and uncertain times, there's one thing that remains constant, and that is home defense. And there is one company that is always there for you in their consistency and their fine craft and their fuck, I'm gonna redo this. I'm gonna edit this out and redo this. I'm sorry guys, I fucking choked there. I'm
Oh,
laughing at that fucking line. Speaking of the biggest fuck, here's our sponsor.
oh
Oh
my
no, they're gonna fucking hate me. I just
god.
lost my sponsor, dude.
Let's hear it. I gotta know this one.
Oh
Serious.
no. Okay. Oh no. I'm gonna get shot. I'm gonna get shot. Oh, I'm gonna fucking answer the door tomorrow, and there's gonna be someone that's gonna shoot me.
You're right. I'll be at your door.
Oh god. They'll probably want to sponsor you over me.
Who knows? I might be it. Just use me as the pretty face.
Do you think that's staying in the podcast? I don't care. That's oh god.
You're a Marine. You aren't a pretty face.
He's right.
I don't know. My girlfriend says different.
All right. In these trying and uncertain times, there's one thing that remains constant, and that is home defense. And there's one company that remains constant in their fine craft and construction of their wonderful home defense line, and that is Jacobs Corporation.
Oh my god.
What?
All right. I wasn't expecting that.
Jacobs Corporation prides itself in its craft and consistency of its finely made rifles, revolvers, and shotguns. And they provide them to the entire galaxy at wide at a very, very finely made price and a very, very consistent price. And you can find them at vendors all over the galaxy wide. And we have a word from Mr. Wainwright himself. Mr. Wainwright says that it is up to us to defend our pride and property from the zealots all over the galaxy. And fuck me, I'm bad at ad reads. And there's nothing better to use than a Jacob's firearm to do that with.
The funny thing is, in Borderlands, that's actually my favorite weapon brand to use.
Oh yeah, Jacob's is the shit. Please use the code BESTOF-NOTHING at checkout for 10% off your next purchase of a green or white rarity Jacob's shotgun, revolver, or rifle at your next purchase. That was terrible. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my sponsorship with these guys.
They're fucking Jacob's brand. Do you think they give two shits?
Well, yeah, they do.
Nah, you're fine. Bro, the dude, Wainwright's drunk half the goddamn time anyway.
Well, yeah, Wainwright's chilled out a little bit ever since he married Hammerlock, but still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for all we right now, they're out hunting out a fucking Jabberwocky right now.
Yeah, probably, but still, it's really cool they decided to sponsor the podcast. It's really cool, Wainwright. You know what I mean?
I am curious. How did you come across said sponsorship?
I was out crusading in space, and I ran afoul of a herd of spider ants, and sure enough, I heard a sniper bolt ring out and split the head of a spider ant clean in two. Sure enough, Sir Hammerlock came right to my rescue. Picked me up, and I was having some stew at camp, and sure enough, Wainwright came down. I was talking to him, telling him that I was starting this podcast soon, and maybe I fibbed the truth about how big my podcast actually was, and he decided maybe it was a good idea to sponsor him. I told them, word of mouth travels along the galaxy, and yeah.
It could have been. It's better than Hyperion. Let's be real.
Actually, Hyperion approached me first.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
I cannot keep a straight face.
A loader actually crashed into my backyard and delivered a automated message. I actually have it right here.
Oh gosh.
Let me see here. Dear consumer 3097833457937, it has come to our attention that your name here has started a podcast. If you are to apply within the next 7 days, Hyperion will give you a sponsorship for 99 cents. Yay, thanks. Your sponsorship code will be available for 0.01% off of their next purchase of ammo or a Hyperion sniper rifle of a white or green rarity at checkout. Please advise. We await your response. Customer, yada yada, fucking stupid ass Hyperion.
All right. So, that actually does remind me. I'm about to tell you folks of a fantastic innovation that one of my roommates has come up with. Now, tell me, have you folks ever heard of something called the Divergenizer?
The Divergenizer?
All right, buckle up, kiddos. We're going on an adventure.
What is this?
Essentially, picture like a sleeve you stick your dick in, right?
Oh my god, this is not what I thought it was. What is this?
This is exactly what I thought it was.
Did you just wake up your girlfriend?
Yeah, she just smacked my back. Anyway. Sorry, baby.
We're doing a podcast.
All right, I'll save this story for a different time.
Jesus Christ, Red. That's not. No, that's staying in. You fucking idiot.
Basically, you can thank one of my roommates for this idea.
What'd you just say?
I don't know. Anyway,
just next topic. Boom. Give us something, please. Should we just keep talking about Borderlands 3?
Well,
how they fucked the story.
How about we talk about some upcoming games?
Oh, Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, baby.
Honestly, like I said, I will say this countless times.
Keanu Reeves is the only reason I'm buying the game.
I'm more than happy for a game to be delayed if it comes out good. That's all I care.
That's all I care about.
Same.
And
100%.
hearing that they have been realistically delayed all the way to 2021, sure, it's saddening, but they said they're not happy about the melee mechanic. That shows that they truly do care.
Yeah.
And Lord knows if it does make me happy to hear. Because as of 2020 and 2019, fuck, all the way back to 2018, we've had very little games. You can count the actual
Here's
quality ones on
here's
one
the
fucking
problem
hand.
I have with that though. They delayed Kingdom Hearts 3 how many times?
But it sucked.
No, the combat in
Yeah,
Kingdom
me
Hearts
too.
3 was good, and then the story like tanked in Kingdom Hearts 3. My problem with all these delays in games is that one aspect of the game shines while the other aspect suffers. I'm just tired of all these games that are just like, like fucking why can't we just get a good video game again? You know what I mean?
Well, it's because of corporate greed, and on top of that, a lot of these developers don't know their consumers very well. I mean, hell, think of the last AAA game that was worth a damn. Uh, and as for Kingdom Hearts, I mean, me personally, I've never been one to give two shits about, so that's why I don't really care too much. But I mean, even in Borderlands, once Handsome Jack is dead, I mean, he was the perfect antagonist in my opinion.
He really
He had a,
was.
he had a bit of him that made you actually feel bad and think, maybe he wasn't all that wrong. Now, his route he chose to took, and that's definitely on the evil side
Dude,
of things.
in Borderlands 2, he is the most like fuck bastard villain ever. But in the pre-sequel, you find that he's almost completely justified for being the biggest fuck bastard ever because Lilith is shown to be one of the biggest fuck bastards ever as well for doing what she did at the end of the game in the first place.
Granted, when you're in a quote unquote post apocalyptic world, because that is how Borderlands is, you can't really expect morals to go very far.
Yeah, but
People that have
still.
morals usually die quick.
I still say Lilith had no choice, like or not no choice, but Lilith had no reason to kill Athena.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, most games these days they mostly care about the big bucks. Why do you? I
Yeah.
mean, go back to play a game from like 2002 to 2007. That bitch takes you more than just one sit down session.
Fucking
Whereas nowadays,
dude, I will say this. Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge is better than most AAA games that come out. And that
well,
game is like so fucking old now, and that game's like combat is pretty repetitive, but it's not that it's repetitive. It's just that that game's combat is so simple. The other forms are pretty simple as well, but the gameplay loop is so fun, and the bosses are just there's something so addicting about fighting the bosses, learning their movements, learning how to use the soul notes, hitting those soul notes at the right moments to get the maximum damage. You know what I mean? There's something so satisfying about learning all the game loops and learning how to, basically go about this 3D puzzle and actually exploring
mhm.
Halloween Town. You know what I mean? Which of these AAA games in the last like I want to say 3 years have actually given me a feeling of that like this is a good game I can sit down and play. The last game I can think of off the top of my head, God of War. That's the only game I can think of where it's just like, dude, this game is nailing it. You know what I mean?
Well,
This is a
what?
video game that is not like greed riven. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, that's just unfortunate how most games are these days. They care about the quick buck. They don't care about actually putting the quote unquote heart into it.
I
I
mean,
mean,
Doom 2016.
Doom's another one. I will say that Doom 2016 fucking knocked it out of the park.
I still have yet to have played it.
It's
However,
great.
Be
believe it or
still my
not, of
heart
all things,
when you pick up that BFG and you just cock that bitch.
It's not even the BFG. For me, you
Mm,
want to know what the moment was for me?
mm.
Picking up the chainsaw for the first time and just
Oh,
picking up that chainsaw for the first time and just Doom Guy just like vroom, like instantly, like he doesn't even like what a chainsaw, he just like picks it up and just vroom, and then like you're literally just like cutting through people like a second later, and you want to know what, the chainsaw's hooked up to the X or the square button because it's hooked up to your reload button, which would be reload on any other button or controller map, because there is no reload button. It's all just a bottomless mag because they get how to fucking. And Bethesda made the game. I hate Bethesda.
id actually made the game.
or id made it.
Bethesda published.
Bethesda. I'm sorry. But yeah, id knows how to make fucking games. Cause not many people played it, but Rage 1, fucking fantastic. Oh my god, that game knocked it out of the park. More people should have played Rage 1. You know what I mean? And for
Honestly,
everyone that played Rage 1, you can see if you go and play Rage 1 right now, you can feel the groundwork for Doom. You know what I mean?
the funny thing is, I only know about Rage purely because I don't know if you guys remember much of oh fuck, what was it? There was a YouTube series with the dude be like raging. Like the first thing that comes to my mind is like raging at no Luca no.
That'd be Achievement Hunter.
Achievement Hunter, exactly.
Yeah,
And
that's Michael.
yeah, Michael. And he was doing a video of rage where he's like trying not, or we will not rage at rage. And he intentionally went out of his way to be as optimistic as possible. He got his ass kicked. He was like, you know what? Yeah, I deserve that ass kicking. I was a schmuck for doing that. This game really does do a good job at showing me how to improve myself. Whereas in the games like No Luca No, where he's like, No Luca, I'll move your fucking
Fucking.
litter box to the goddamn
I
street.
remember. I remember the first time I saw No Luca No, and I showed it to a friend, and that was the first time I ever saw someone actually roll on the floor and uncontrollably laugh in my life.
Bro, if there's one thing me and my siblings all agree on, and it's very rarely we ever agree on anything, is that No Luca No is a godsend. That shit is so fucking funny.
It's just such a fucking like Xbox Live games, like Xbox Live arcade games, like exist
Oof,
in their own microcosm of shit that you're like, how does this game simultaneously exist and not exist at the same time?
bro. Okay,
I think there's one singular game on Xbox Live Arcade that's actually good. That's actually the sickest shit in the world. And I think it was like Tic Tac, or I think it was called Tech Tac 3009. And that game is like a 3D World Runner type game, but it's the shit. You know what I mean?
honestly, me personally, one of the arcade games I loved playing when on the 360 of the arcades was the Impossible game. You know, where you were playing the little square, you're jumping over the
Oh,
fucking triangles and
impossible
shit.
game. What was what
I
what?
loved playing that.
Which level had the really really cool track? Level 9.
You're talking about on the phone, right?
I think so.
I think so, yeah. And even on that, that's called Geometry Dash, is what you're thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Eh,
No. It was an impossible game with the little square jumping.
yeah, but they call it Geometry Dash on the thing. One moment, to mute myself for a moment.
Okay.
But um, do you remember when Doom actually was announced
Dude, that no
at
one
E3?
no one knew what the fuck was going on with that. You know what I mean? I knew what I didn't want. I didn't want Doom 3.
Literally, I'm sitting there. I am sitting in my room. I'm watching E3 because normally I kind of watch it, kind of pay attention. I generally watch Bethesda because they put on a
I
good show.
they put on a
But
good show, but do they ever release anything?
yes, but no.
Exactly. Yes, but no.
And then they just like, please welcome to the stage, id Studios. And immediately I just went,
then you know
hold
something
on, a
good.
what?
Then you know something good's happened because it only releases good games.
No, like the creators of Doom are walking out on
Exactly, because
stage,
it only
just
makes good games.
just like, oh, this is gonna be good.
You know what the
It's
funny?
like, ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to present to you, and then just hard metal starts playing.
Can you
We will be
believe? Can
releasing
you
a new
believe
Doom.
that bullshit where they're like Doom almost had no heavy metal in it, and it's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
And then they got Mick Gordon, and everything was okay.
Okay, so the
Have you
funny thing
guys?
is,
Hang on 1 second, Red. Have you guys seen that fucking video of the anime girl with the tracking avatar playing Doom, and Mick Gordon shows up in the chat, and he's like, "What the fuck am I watching?" It's like the funniest shit in the world.
so funniest thing is, I've only grown interested in playing Doom purely because of Borderlands 3. And the reason is the fucking hell loading shotgun in
Ah, you
Borderlands 3.
got that. I've been trying to get one of those for ages.
Bro, I've gotten like 5. I've been on the grind for the rank 10 one, dude. I want that bitch so bad. I
You
have an
wanna know? You
entire
wanna know what's
build on
bullshit?
Slack
I've been on the
dedicated to
grind
it.
for one of those forever. But I've gotten legendaries, and I've been trying to trade for one of those forever. I've gotten nearly every other legendary, and I've gotten a legendary that's like 3 times more rare than that one. That someone was like, "Dude, how did you get that?" And I'm like, "I just fucking grinded for it. I want the shotgun, but I can't get the drop." And they're like, "Yeah, dude, I don't got one of those, but I'll trade you this one." I'm like, "I have one of those already. I want the fucking shotgun."
Yeah, like I said, the funniest thing is there's like no set bosses for it, but it's actually a common drop in certain areas.
I know, right? But I can't get the fucking drop.
Yeah, I actually designed an entire build on Flak for it
How many
since
do
it
you
is a
have?
Jacob shotgun. Well, I don't keep duplicates, but I've gotten 5 at this point.
I fucking
The
hate
highest
you.
right now is rank 5. Or like, the once you hit the cap level, rank 5, whatever the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
I get it, I get it. Anyways.
But it is that shotgun made me want to try out Doom. So one of these days I'll be playing it. Haven't gotten to it yet because I'm on that grind on League of Legends at the moment to get the tokens for the current event. However, uh, overall, I'm excited to try it. I've never really been into Doom, but my younger brother loved it, and usually I keep what he says on a grain of salt because his opinions are, we'll say, unpopular at the very least.
Let me see here. Let me just go ahead and pull up BFG Division, and
You're
I'll
not
send that to
playing
you.
that.
No, I'm not playing it. I'm gonna send it to him, and
I've
he is
heard the
going to
I've
listen
heard the
to it.
I've heard the
Oh, I've
BFG.
heard the music. I've heard the music, and I love the music.
That's
And the
all you
build
need
on
to
it.
know.
Well, yeah, and I do like how fast paced it is and how
Have you seen
mobility
Have
is
you
the
seen
first thing.
all the fucking Isabella and Doom guy memes?
Oh my god, it's fucking Doom guy, babe. It's your 4 p.m. What is it? Vaginal stretching. Get the fuck out of here.
I can't believe you go with the most like viscerally gross one.
Well, what the fuck do you think I'm gonna know?
Well, and
Oh God!
You're welcome.
Ah!
the most beautiful thing about the Doom soundtrack was Mick Gordon playing it at the Game Awards as they accepted Game of the Year. And it was just like he was so into it. Like some people are just like, yeah, I'm doing a concert, but Mick Gordon, no. He was just like,
Fucking Mick
I
Mick Mick
am metal.
Mick Gordon is gonna be a fucking downloadable character in Bird Legend 2.
All right, so here's the funny thing. So speaking of video games, one video game I recently played because at one point there was a bit of a scare of 2 of my roommates having the coronavirus. So to play it safe, since I wasn't feeling ill, I stayed with my parents for a bit, considering I work with my father. But what I did was I couldn't bring my desktop over because I didn't have a desk over there. So I just brought my PlayStation 4. I actually re-downloaded Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Normally, I hate the recent Call of Duty games, although I did hear they finally put things back to boots to ground. But Black Ops 3 felt more like I was playing the first Titanfall game. Yeah, the jump packs, the wall running and shit.
Okay,
But
but that Titanfall did it better.
exactly. However, I will say this. I actually had fun, but I also realized how fucking garbage the Call of Duty players genuinely are. There's no reason me, a level 11 scrub using stock weaponry that you get for starting the goddamn game, somehow places higher than anybody. Like, there was someone who is level
Oh,
1,000.
you wanna hear the exact opposite of that?
Hmm.
It took me like almost like heckin' like it took me almost like a month of grinding before I started placing anywhere even hot, remotely high in Battlefront 2 because Battlefront 2 is actually good now. Like like actually of grinding up to get anywhere high in Battlefront 2 because that's how fucking difference the star cards make. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
Well, then
you
there's
can grind for the star cards now, and you don't have to fucking rely on loot box drops now. But
yeah, but
the star
Titan,
cards make that much of a difference that in that game. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
if you get a hero that's all kitted out, you're fucking dead. That's just it. You just die.
yeah. So, but Titanfall 2 actually has like a
longevity fan base.
Oh
That
yeah,
when you
Titanfall is great.
run into that, it's just like, excuse me, sir, I just died again. Yep.
The
Excuse,
funniest thing
excuse
is,
me. Oh boy, here comes my Titan. Ronin's like, I'm gonna stop you right there.
the funniest thing is with the first
And then
Titanfall.
I see the poor Tone getting picked on. It's like charging star.
The funniest thing is that
Gonna
I
set the
actually
world on fucking fire.
I actually loved Titanfall, but I grew bored of it very quickly for the sole reason of one, majority of the player base was also garbage. Like I myself am not a very good first person shooter. However, the spawn points, there's only 3 on each map. All you have to do is keep track of where your team is. You know where they're going to spawn. They don't have like any special, like in Call of Duty, they have around 8 to 9 different spawn points on each map you can go to help prevent from spawn killing. They didn't have that in Titanfall. So all I did was pick areas where I can camp safely and aim at the one spawn point where my allies aren't at, so I know where they're going to spawn. And I just sat there and I placed high on the board. I figured that out in 3 fucking matches. 3 matches to basically place top of the board almost every fucking time. And that's when I quickly realized PlayStation, for those of you out there that play PlayStation and Xbox, majority of y'all suck. I'm going to put that out there right now. Majority
Wow.
of you guys fucking suck. Dude, I play as if okay. So when people say, "Oh, use Marine Corps tactics in this games," fun fact, folks, we fucking charge at you. It's supposed to instill fear, which IRL does work efficiently. In games, no one gives 2 shits. You're just a running dumbass with a pew pew in your hand. But for me to place anywhere near top of the leaderboard in Call of Duty or any of the other games just tells you how bad the player base really is, especially since I've been playing on PC for the last 2-3 years. But like I said, with the Titanfall games and with the way I play first person shooters, there's absolutely no reason why I should ever place high on the leaderboard. I'm just a running at you schmuck. I have a very low KDA for a goddamn reason. However, if you try that shit on the computer, oh no, it's a completely different story. You bet your sweet bippy I'm at the fucking bottom of the board. PlayStation, Xbox, I'm at the top. And I'm not trying to shit on all Xbox and PlayStation players. However, it does go without saying, I myself didn't believe this for years, how PC gamers traditionally do better. It doesn't really lie. Like, from my own experience, the average PC player definitely outperforms any Xbox or PlayStation player I've encountered. Granted, there are exceptions, just like everything else. However, just in my time using the PC, having faster graphics, because I mean, let's be real, Xbox and PlayStation will never cap 60 frames, even with their now looking white binder ass desktops and
PC
router looking things.
PC owners when their $1,200 machine loads 4 seconds faster than a $400 console. Finally, inner peace.
I mean, to be fair, with the price difference, that does exist for a reason. Granted, even a budget PC that costs as much as an Xbox will still outperform it. Like 30 frames, my guy. 30 fucking frames. I used to only
Do
ever
I
play.
fucking care though? You're paying $1,200.
No, he's
Well,
saying a budget build will even do
a
better.
budget build is
Yes,
only like $400, $500. It's very much possible to do that, and it will still perform. Don't expect it to perform well, obviously, but you're still looking to get about 60 frames, depending on your graphics card, your processor, and a
Dude,
whole
I
bunch of other.
literally just bought this PC and it works fine.
That's what I'm saying. If you compared your PC to an Xbox or a PlayStation, it's gonna
I don't
outperform
know.
any.
My fucking PlayStation doesn't drop me out of hunts as often as my PC does.
That's your Wi-Fi, my guy. That's not my problem.
it's true.
I mean, hell, I myself had Wi-Fi issues. That's why when I moved out, first goddamn thing I invested in was a good ass router and a good ass internet system. I had my buddy Josh come on over and unfuck everything. I got access to fiber, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Fiber is the best goddamn thing. Granted, do I hate that my router's all the way the fuck downstairs in my kitchen because I have one Cat 5e adapter? Yes. Am I happy it functions immensely? Like, I'm using one of those stupid little white box things that has like the Ethernet port within it. So
Oh,
it'll,
you're using one of those land box thingies, right?
yeah, you plug it into the outlet and it's got an Ethernet
Yeah.
port in it.
I use one of those things.
And I'm pleasantly surprised with how it works. Like, even on, for example, League of Legends, I average about 40 to 50 ping. Granted, it's not perfected
Oh, that's why
technology.
you suck.
Yet I outperform you, Buttery.
You
Anyway,
you walked into that one.
but the God
But he
forbid
does
this,
outperform you.
I outperform both y'all. Not trying to shit on YouTube,
To be
boo.
to be fair, if I had to if I had to say who is placed where, like I'm better at both of y'all at support. To be honest,
It's almost like I never play support. I'm a very selfish player.
Red's better at both of us at assassinating things, and Boom I'd say is better at
Tanking.
mid.
What do you think assassins go, my guy?
No, not mid. Top lane. I'm sorry.
Top, yes.
Believe it or not, I've actually adopted the top lane role due to the fact that I hate being camped so goddamn much.
Oh, Xeno's on
Granted,
finally.
I do play set, so I do ask to be camped.
Oh
But
yeah,
when
you
you're
play
early
set.
game
Don't we
set,
know that?
but when you're early game, he doesn't give a fuck. By all means. Okay, I am going to put this out there. Riot, I want to know what the hell's up with the balance team. For any of you League of Legends players out there who think Set is overpowered as shit, it is not his W.
Watch
Alright.
Broken Blade play him and cry.
Here's the funny thing. So people for some reason think it's his W that's overpowered as shit because it's the true damage, it's the shield. The shield is a bit much, yes. However, the damage isn't it. The reason why he's killing everyone is because of his passive. And Riot chose to buff that. He went from a 15% AD scaling to 50%. They also buffed his Q damage on top of that, which is just empowered autos and him gunning for your buns. And that's percent max health damage that his Q does. So for Riot to buff the most broken part of his kit, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, especially since they're talking about it's supposed to be a nerf. Yet, if you read the patch notes, it's all buffs. All of it's fucking buffs. There's no nerfs. There's no trade and balance. So I foresee a nerf coming soon, which I'm not looking forward to. But hey, I'm enjoying it now while I can.
All I can say is that they just hand Riot Balance Team drugs and say, please have fun.
I mean, look at Samira.
Look at anyone on League of Legends. Look at Yuumi, for fuck's sakes. Yumi's still unbalanced.
You're right. Yuumi as an individual is the worst champion in the game. Yuumi on a bruiser.
Didn't League of Legends actually legit just say that Yuumi is unbalanced and we're not doing anything about it?
Yeah, the Riot team actually did say Yuumi is unbalanced and they don't know how to unfuck her.
Wow.
Because she acts as an extra item, dude. You throw her on a bruiser or anybody with built-in lifesteal, they're going to kill everyone and they will not die. She gives
Or
bonus
late
damage.
game hyper carry at full build.
God forbid Yuumi gets on a Master Yi or a Jax. God forbid.
Yeah, God forbid.
Or Vayne,
God
or
for,
Kai'Sa.
God forbid fucking you put Yuumi on any champion that has any form of sustainability whatsoever.
Like, have you ever seen a Yuumi
Or
on a
a
Cobalt?
heal, or a port, or any form of you can't touch me for the next couple seconds, or anything on them. Like, God forbid anything happens that you can't, like, it's just, oh my god.
The funniest thing about what Riot's balance team does is I get that they're trying to balance both around the competitive as well as the solo queue. The problem is when they do balance changes specifically around solo
They
queue,
do
or
not balance around solo queue. If that was the
they
truth,
do both
if
points.
that was the truth, Sword of the Occult would still be in the fucking game.
Possibly. Granted, that thing's been gone for how many years now?
2.
But when it comes, no, dude, that thing was gone before I joined, and I've been playing since 2016, 2015, around there.
No,
But
I'm still in there.
I could have sworn it wasn't. I've never seen the item in the game while I was playing.
Still though,
And I
like
joined.
if they really honestly cared about if they really honestly cared about anything, they would still have Sword of the Occult in the game.
The thing is like I understand them trying to balance champions around. They're trying to balance champions both around because keep in mind, high elo and low elo are two separate things, as well as pro play and solo queue. Those are two completely fucking games. Amumu, for example, In low elo, he's a god. He is arguably the best champion in low elo. High elo, he's fucking garbage. Nasus, Yi, Teemo, all amazing low elo champions. But the second you get above plat, they're fucking garbage. They're nothing more than goddamn caster or melee minions because by that point, like for example, Nasus, how to deal with them? Freeze the wave. You want to know how to do that? Keep the backline alive of the enemy minions. Holy shit. It's not that hard. Just don't build Tiamat. Or, Master Yi, CC, or Exalt. Like, all you need is CC, and he loses. Holy shit. But of course, a lot of and a pro play. Look at Set. In solo queue, Set's not really doing too hot. And I know I mentioned him again. But the reason is he's a good example. In pro play, he's a fucking monster. Because you need an early game stomper, he fills it. You need a peeler for your AD carry to keep him alive. No one does it better than him. Even Nautilus can't really compete with him on that. Nautilus can hold him still, but Set legit pulls him away and nukes the enemy team using them. But in solo queue, no one knows how to end the game pre 30 minutes. And after that, he's kind of there. Not really much of a threat. So that's where Riot is right now. They're unable to decide what they're going to bounce to. If they bounce to pro play, solo queue's fucked. If they bounce to solo queue, pro's fucked. If they bounce to low elo, high elo's fucked. High elo, low elo's fucked. And that's just the downside of it. It's just the nature of the game. It will never be in a balanced state. And unfortunately, the Riot balance team is fucking stupid on top of that. Hell, AP versus AD. The whole reason why you would pick AD champions in the first place is to take objectives, take fucking turrets faster. Well, then it made it so your AP now hits turrets directly. Gee, thanks, Riot. Now AP champions do an AD champions even better and faster. And their items are cheaper. Their items grant more. That's why to this day I still say AP is far superior. You can pick a full team of
We
AP
should just
champions.
stop playing League of Legends.
You say that, but it's an addiction, and I actually enjoy it, believe it or not. It makes me feel good when I shit stomp someone that I should be losing to.
We should still just stop playing League of Legends, honestly. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Bro, I would, but that Ezreal game I actually had a lot of fun in, despite us getting our dicks kicked inward.
Hey.
Bro, the second I saw was Castins, we lost. We had to end it before they hit 11, and that's not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But I had a lot of fun. But that's the thing about League of Legends. Part of the, I guess, attraction to it is it's never balanced. And every so often, a champion you enjoy is unbalanced. For example, at one point, mid lane Nautilus for you, Chan, was
Mid
the most
lane Nautilus was never like
Nope.
no, I never played mid lane Nautilus though. I only ever
Oh, you
played
missed
him
out.
support.
That's where you missed out, my guy. At one point, he was the best mid laner. He couldn't be bursted. He could burst. He was easy to gank for. And due to demolish, he took towers faster than hell. His wave clear was actually phenomenal. And
I
even
will
in
say
Blade,
though,
I
during
think
that time though, he was the best support.
at one point, yeah, he was best support. Nowadays, Yumi, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, at one point, everyone's favorite champion was strong. Hell, even back when I mained Zed, at one point he was actually good, and then Riot took away everything they gave him. Or boom, what would you say is your main?
That's a long list, but
All right, who's your favorite champion to play? All-time favorite.
My all-time favorite, probably Kaisa to be.
Kaisa? Well, look at that. Still to this day, she's one of the best damn AD carries, and upon release, dear heavenly God.
Just jump in the backline and just go, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead.
Exactly. That's the beautiful thing about it is everyone at one point gets to enjoy the unbalance. Sure, it sucks when it's not your turn, but at one point, everyone gets to enjoy it. Unfortunately for all of us assassin mains, with the inclusion of stopwatch being a rune or 600 fucking gold, we kind of get cucked on that. Hence why I adopted bruisers and never tanks. Fuck tanks. But for bruiser players with Yumi, oh, you bet I'm a happy motherfucker if I'm playing even Riven, Kled, Renekton, and I got a Yumi on me. We love to see it. But that's the thing is, like I said, everyone gets to enjoy the unbalance for their champions at some point. It comes with a trade-off. Sometimes your champions are just in a bad spot, and they remain that way for a long time because Riot doesn't think balance. Now, if you're a filthy Ari or Oriana player, fuck you. But for Ari and Oriana mains, you fuckers have never experienced a time where your champion was bad. Never. I can never think of a time where they weren't like, holy shit.
I haven't
Obviously,
seen an Oriana in forever, though.
be grateful. All
She's
right.
making a comeback.
Yep.
Oh
I played
god.
Yon against her, and oh my god, that shit was so fucking cancer. She just harasses the shit out of you, and if you just don't have the range or mobility to deal with her, she just hard beats you. And I'm sorry, baby, but for those of you that, well, at least I'm showing I'm care. But anyway, for most people to
Alright.
say like they have weak early games, they really don't. Anyone that has range has a good early game. You can harass them anytime they try to get minions. Went on a bit of a tangent there, but hey, that's what
Yeah, you
happens.
did went on a big tangent there. Holy shit.
Hey, I could have popped off during that tangent, all right?
Yeah.
But that
Well,
seems like a pretty good place
the
to
podcast is
end
gonna be a
on.
little bit short today because of those audio problems we had. But hey, you know what I mean.
Hey, it's part of the fun, right?
Part of the fun is audio problems. Anyways, Jesus Christ. Anyways, do we want to talk about a little bit of what we're doing on the channel, like D&D wise?
Sure, I'm more than happy to.
So
I don't.
honestly, I want to talk to you guys about like what do we think of dinosaurs? What do we think about Dragon's Odyssey? You know what I mean?
So between the two, my personal preference is towards dinos. However, I still do enjoy dragons. The reason why I prefer dinos is because, as a whole, I like it when you introduce your own mechanics. I've always found the way that DMs introduce their own mechanics is part of what makes them a good DM. Now, am I saying it's impossible to have fun when you go by the books? No. For me personally, I enjoy different
Honestly,
DMs.
that's why I created FC3 in the first place is because I felt like after DMing for so many years, I just felt like burnout with 5e. You know what I mean? Like and I felt like that's why certain people just didn't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like FC3 isn't polished. FC3 just isn't, it's not polished and it doesn't make any sense sometimes. And sure, I have to change things on the spot sometimes, but that's just because it's a constantly evolving and constantly changing game. You know what I mean? I'm
Not to
trying to
mention,
I'm trying to make it balance, but that's because it's constantly, I'm trying to build it into something greater. You know what I mean?
yeah, and I mean that's the thing is that it allows room for everyone to develop their characters the way they want them. Whereas 5e, yeah, to an extent you have that option. It's just not as available, nor is it as, I guess, widespread for you to be able to do that.
I can't
There's
remember the
limitations.
last time I like in 5e game someone just full on said, "I want to respect my character." You know what I mean? Or had this crazy idea for a character in the middle of a campaign and said, "Man, I want to do that or subclass into that." You know what I mean? But in FC3, you know what I mean? You can do that because the game just allows that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like
Eh,
me, uh, I was the gun lancer
You was expecting the gun lancing in
mount.
Beast Rider.
Yeah,
And still to this day, my most favorite character I've ever played to this day is my Devil Hunter. I think Swain was the most fun character
And
I've
don't
ever
worry,
had.
guys, we will pick shit up back in FC3 again. You know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah.
After we finish depending, well, after we finish either Dinos or Dragon's Odyssey, we will pick up FC3 again. You know what I mean?
That reminds me, when's the market going to be open?
Next time we play, next time we play.
Hell yeah. I do want to join in more. And I mean, honestly, this week really wouldn't be that bad of a time. However,
Well,
the next week,
we can play tomorrow. Actually, if we just need people to get on, I don't do solo sessions, and the minimum we need is 2, right?
yeah, the only downside is that tomorrow I'm going to be pretty busy. However, Monday,
I'm off for most of this week. You know what I mean?
would Monday be a viable time frame for you guys? Like,
What
say,
is
afternoon?
this Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Labor Day. The
I
reason
got
why
nothing going on.
exactly. The reason why I'm saying that is because tomorrow I'm pretty fucking booked for the afternoon
Yeah,
to
like
evening.
I'll be on for Labor Day. Easy.
So there we go. We can go over session there. It's just
Okay,
the only
yeah.
down. Like I
But
said, for the next
anyways,
2 weeks, it's gonna be pretty busy.
like making stuff up for Dinosaurs of the Wild West is so exciting for me, just because like for the longest time I was like working off of Red Dead Redemption
Love you.
1's map, but when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out and they added like areas like New Hanover and Lemoyne and Amberino, and they added so much more to Red Dead Redemption 2, it gave me so many more new ideas and so many more dinosaurs to add to the map. You know what I mean? Because they had the guy that made Dinosaurs of the Wild West, he had all these other dinosaur sketches, but it's like there's no really way to add these dinosaurs into, you know, like this campaign, and now it is possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, your
Plus,
boy gotta represent Utah with the Utah Raptor.
I love how you had the chance at a Allosaurus and you had your chance at a smaller Rex, but no, you chose the Utah Raptor.
Hey, I gotta represent my people. All right.
Yeah, but it was a Rex. Granted,
And
Zeno took his chance. He took the fucking polar Allosaurus at the first chance he got.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought heavily of getting Allosaurus, but I'm like, I'm starting off with a 3-star Utah Raptor.
Yeah, but the thing
We're
is,
gonna go.
all Rexes are automatically 3 stars.
Huh. That's information I wish I knew. Oh well.
That's
I
information
gotta.
you did know. All your animal choices were 3 stars automatically too. Remember?
I know all my options were 3 stars. Granted, that does make me feel better that I didn't waste my automatic 3-star on something that's bare minimum gonna be 3-star.
Yeah.
So I'm even more. I'm both. I wish I remembered that. However, I'm more happy about my option now that I
Well,
remember
Utah
that.
Raptors are good for like for like rockier terrain. You know what I mean? But Dragon's Odyssey is good. It's just that we needed more people. It's just like for those first couple starting sessions, we just didn't have anyone to play Dragon's Odyssey. You know what I mean? It was
Not
just
to mention,
Boom and it was just Boom and you, wasn't it?
and my
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
just you, Boom, and your brother, and you guys were just fucked so hard in those first couple sessions. I don't think I've ever seen anyone get more fucked ever before in my life in a starting session.
And that's the thing is that's one of the few things I have against 5e is that obviously for those of you that like
And
harder
here's the thing.
difficulty,
As a DM in 5e, like I feel super bad sometimes when I'm like, yeah, they're in the situation, and yeah, as a DM, I'm kind of like the mediator. But sometimes I see my fucking adventurers dying, and I'm like, in FC3, I can change things easier, or I can remove a few enemies here and there. You know what I mean? I can do that in 5e too, but I have more control over 5e because everything's directly been put and altered by me. In 5e, I have to go off of based off of like, what's been, and still everything's been put there by me. Everything's been altered by me. But still, I feel like I have more control in FC3 than I do in 5e. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But in
it doesn't help
5e,
them.
it feels like, when you guys were getting your shit pushed in by that Karagor, I felt like these guys are going to die. They're going to go into a death check, and this is the first combat encounter. You know what I mean?
Like I said, is that the biggest thing I have against 5e as a whole is I feel like everything's too linear. There's not enough room for actual growth. Not to mention, while I do occasionally enjoy difficult games, I don't enjoy it when it's solely based on luck. Everything's
Yeah.
based on the roll of the die. And I
Fucking
mean,
the sword.
I'm starting off as a character
It's a
who's
bad.
nerfed.
It's a bad time when the sorcerer is literally running up to the Karagor saying, "Hit me! Hit me!"
Exactly. If the sorcerer has to tank, we have a problem. But like I said, I'm playing as a I'm playing as a character who is nerfed in both combat and social status. Like
Well, just in some of the outer cities right now. Well, I know I'm spoiling something, but when you get into some of the inner cities, you'll be fine. You know what I mean?
I know,
Because
but
you're
that's what I'm saying is like where right now, beginning game oftenly paints a road of how the rest of the campaign's gonna go. Your boy is borderline useless. I'm a walking taser at the moment, and I'm a fucking fire dragonborn for God's sake.
and it's winter right now, so the cold air,
Exactly, like I said.
the cold air stings your throat as you try and use your fire.
Exactly. I'm playing a nerfed character as a level 1 sorcerer
And here's
whose
the thing,
only
that was a
goal in
roll.
life.
The season was also a roll of dice as well, so it's like fuck.
Of all seasons, it had to be that one when I don't
It
have
could
really
it
many
couldn't have
options.
been fall. It couldn't have been spring. No, it had to be winter. As you're shivering in camp and your brother almost drowns in a frozen river. That was also hilarious. As your brother almost drowns in a foot of water.
As I should again, for anyone that watches this, if you main sorcerers, you're a bitch. I'm putting that right now,
You're gonna die on this hill again.
bro. After reading sorcerers, when you hit level 9 on sorcerers, why do you even need a DM anymore?
How you basically become almost death itself.
Legit, you don't even need a DM anymore once you hit level 9. You decide how shit goes at that point. And I hear people being like, "Oh, sorcerers are weak, sorcerers are weak." No, y'all are some of those overpowered sons of bitches I've ever met
To
in my
be
goddamn life.
fair, something breathes on you the wrong way and you die.
You're assuming anything will breathe on me at that point. There's an ability called kill word or word kill. Legit, that's what it's called. If they have 100 HP,
Killing words, I think
100
it's called.
killing worth death or some shit. If they have 100
I don't
HP,
remember. It's been a while.
if they have 100 HP, they're dead. There's no saving throw. There's no DC check. There's no nothing. They are fucking dead at 100 HP. You can't tell me that is bullshit. Or that's not bullshit. You can't tell me the fact that you can summon a meteor shower out of your fucking ass isn't bullshit. Or the fact that you get magic missile at rank 3. Level 3, you get magic missile. What the fuck? Like I said,
It's bullshit, is
sorcerer
what it is.
sorcerers is the most overpowered class I've ever seen in my fucking life. And of course, people are like, well, we're squishy. We're squishy. You have a front line for a reason, but we're still squishy.
Yeah.
You one shot everything in existence. Don't even at me.
Still though, nothing's more terrifying. I've seen this. This was back when I was running a This was back when I was doing a run of Skytrain, and nothing's more terrifying because you would have your front line, but there was two warlocks and a sorcerer in that group, and there was a barbarian and a bounty hunter. And
Oh
there was
god.
also a bard in there, but the bard was like specking into rogue, so they had kind of like a mid-rangey type of like slash and play type of play style.
I'm gonna pause you on that real quick. Why do bards and rogues constantly
I
subspec into each
don't
other?
know. It's
I've
all the
noticed that
fucking
so much.
time.
For some reason, the two fucking class. I don't get how the two classes somehow are always affiliated together, but they always are. I always see a bard suspecting a rogue or the other way around.
It's because of the knifey stabby thing, in my personal opinion. You know
And
what I
not
mean?
just that, I also think that it gives the rogue a chance to just talk their way out of a situation if they happen to be caught. But even then, it's like you're telling me you're not just willing to kill a bitch if you get caught.
Before I was a forever GM, I played a sultry little ass, a tiefling bard, and there was quite a few times that I talked and fucked my way out of a few situations, literally and figuratively.
I mean, yeah, like I said, those two classes go hand in hand. I don't get it, but for some reason, people that enjoy those classes always do that.
Of course, no one ever expects the hidden switchblade and the tail trick because trick weapons. You know what I mean?
Okay, there's actually some ideas of stupid ass D&D characters I thought of that I think are funny for joke characters. For example, a wizard that's scared of magic. You've got a barbarian who is spec strictly in intelligence and wisdom, so he just beats the shit out of people using books. Yes,
I feel like you've been to Reddit and you've stolen a few of these because I've seen these on Reddit.
actually no, I don't use Reddit.
Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, but boom, what do you think of dinosaurs so far? Boom.
Boom. The boy might be sleeping.
Boom is kill. I don't know.
Damn, I didn't think that Hail Mary shot actually would have hit him.
What?
Guess my aim's better than I thought.
Are you playing a game right now?
No. Dude, you can see. I'm online. You're going to see if I'm on a game or not.
I'm not. I'm on full screen right now, so no one's because remember I'm doing OBS.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you looked on Discord, I'm not on any game right now. I legit have Google Chrome and Discord open.
Okay. Anyways, as I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Well, that seems like a. Actually, we can keep going for a little bit longer.
Oh, yeah. We can easily keep going for a bit longer.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. I will thank you though, Chan, because you actually did make me genuinely enjoy D&D.
Well,
In fact,
yeah. I mean,
like I said,
I try to, have people have fun with D and D. You know what I mean?
like I said, there's a
I will say, with the group that Sand introduced me with Epic Embrace, trying to fucking play D&D with that group is like herding cats right now. I've been trying to get everybody, like, talk to people to get character sheets together. It's like trying to herd cats at this point. You know what I mean? That's not the fault of the group, is what I'm saying. I'm saying that everybody is on a different time zone, dude.
yep.
Two of them are Europeans. So
Oh, you're fucked.
they're exactly. And
You
there are
only
two
have them in the
people. What
mornings.
I think two people also work third shift. Other people work, like, So I've been like, in a notebook trying to keep track of, like, where everybody's awake and where everyone's not. And I'm like, we have such specific time frame that we can play D&D, that it's gonna be so hard to play D&D. It's gonna be like herding cats. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and I mean, the funny thing is believe it or not, you've actually inspired my cousin, one of my roommates, of how to improve his DMing skills. Because I've told him of some of your DMing, and
Well,
he
yeah,
takes
I mean,
from your experience and he
there's
learns.
simple ways to improve D&D, in my personal opinion, and it's that they're really easy ways to. I mean, first off, in my personal opinion, the easiest, and feel free to take notes here, people. The easiest way to simply improve the to hit die system is to remove armor class and just make it a simple bar.
Yeah, just making armor into a quote unquote second health bar, in my opinion, alone is the best thing in the world. For example, my cousin before one of these days he's our quote unquote permanent DM. And we're actually gonna start a campaign here shortly, which I'm really looking forward to because a little fun fact. I'm doing a monk who will later subspec into a pyromancer. Take a wild guess who that's based off of. Anyway,
A
um,
monk who's a pyromancer. Oh, you fucking dumb bitch.
all right, I'll tell you. Tell me who is it based off of, and I will tell you if
Set,
you're
you
right or not.
dumb.
What? No, Set doesn't use fire.
Oh, Leeson.
No, it's not a League of Legends character. It's an
Oh,
anime.
who? Oh,
Natsu from Fairy Tale.
you dumb bitch.
Hey man, punching people with fire, big brain. Anyway, so
Me, if I played a monk, I would just go down the path of Ki, and I would just go full Goku. Don't stop, we're in love now. Don't stop, we're so much to be found.
big brain actually. But
I know that's the worst fucking series, but it's the best fucking opening, in my opinion, or one of the best openings.
but anyway, the reason why I hate armor class so much is there was one encounter I remember to this day. We were
Oh
fighting.
God, I love these stories. Please tell it.
So there was this one encounter. It was with a quote unquote sub boss because we were doing a campaign that he did homebrew that unfortunately we couldn't finish because our front line moved 2 hours away or moved an hour away, and I'd be the only one to be able to drive at the time to drive an hour out there, grab them, an hour back out there,
Was
and an
this
hour
before
back.
the ad? Was this before the advent of Skype and Discord?
No, this was all IRL. This was with IRL friends. This was because at the time he only had a laptop, and I think since then he's sold it. So this is with
Uh,
us, like old school, like on the table
yeah,
right there
pen.
when you finish the game.
I've done campaigns like that before. I've done either 6 or 7 IRL campaigns, and they're fun to do, but they take a lot of coordination. And
Exactly, and I'm not willing to
I've done
drive 4
six or
hours.
seven, but I've done 6 or 7 completed ones. I've done probably 18 total that haven't been completed. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and that's the thing is, I was not willing to drive 4 fucking hours every
Yeah,
Saturday to make this
exactly.
happen.
Anyways, continue on.
So what ended up happening was that we encountered this sub boss in this campaign who has very low HP, and the only reason why his armor class is so high is because his dexterity is through the fucking roof. And none of us could hit him because he had an armor class of 9 fucking 10. And with 2 bonus hit modifiers and
Oh, there
bonuses
goes
and all
Boom.
that. Oh, off he goes. With all that together, we could
I
not
actually
roll
just
high enough to hit.
disconnected him because he wasn't saying anything.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, granted,
Anyway,
I think he's just passed out. So
I think so too. Anyway, with the bonus hit modifiers included, none of us could roll higher than 19 to fucking hit him. And that
At that
fight,
point, the DM has made a mistake. You know what I mean?
exactly.
At that point, if you're throwing to hit a 19 armor class like a monster at your characters, the DM is either pissed off at you or you've done something to anger the DM. You're not supposed to be in that area. You're supposed to run away, or you're supposed to lose the fight. There's no other reason for a 19 like hit class like beast to be thrown at you. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing, is that at the time he was I wouldn't say new, but he's not experienced. He's in that little middle ground where it's in between.
Like
He's still learning as he goes.
here's the thing. In a situation like that, like I've been in a situation where I've needed all the players to, and here's the thing: players hate it when you throw them into a fight they can't win. They hate it. So you have to throw them into a, you know, type of situation where you have to beat their ass down. You know what I mean? And you'd have to take them prisoner that way. So you have to throw something really big at them. You know what I mean? But you can't make it impossible. Basically, what I do is I throw a big monster at them, like say a Nafelschnee or a really big dragon, and then after they kill that, I have like a bunch of really heavily armed guards or a really bunch of heavily armored things, like about like 20 or 30 of them come and surround them after that, because they just got done with that. They're tired. All the sorcerers have probably used a lot of their best spells fighting off the Nafelschnee or the Pit Fiend or whatever the fuck have you, and they're like, now we gotta fight how many of these guys? And so like surrender. And it's like if they still fight, they're gonna be, overpowered by these guys. That's how you do that encounter. You know what I mean? You don't just say, oh, there's two guys and you can't hurt these two guys. You know what I mean? That pisses your players off.
Oh yeah, and to say we were angry was an understatement. It took us 3 fucking hours to beat this guy. The only reason why we beat him is because I threw down fucking caltrops that limited his mobility, dropping his armor
Caltrops,
class
yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah. That's one of the best items for someone who has a high armor class, because you can't, that restricts their movements. That's a good call.
Exactly. That was the only reason why we were able to hit him. It dropped him down to like an armor class rating, I think, of like 10, because his dexterity, like I said, is through the fucking roof.
Yeah, that's a good call right there. Caltrops.
Yeah, your boy got some big brains. Anyway,
As a barbarian, or as a monk, you always want to keep at least 2 or 3 uses of caltrops on you, just in case there's something you cannot grapple
the
with.
funny thing is with my cousin, who is the DM,
Also, I cannot stress this enough. Always keep always keep at least 2 to 3 cast iron frying pans on your character at all times. Those fucking things are a godsend. You can use them as basically like makeshift armor, as makeshift shields, and you can use them for like basically anything you can use them for in real life. I've used them to deflect bullets in campaigns.
the funny thing is, he allowed for like weapon for classes, and this is something I think all DMs should do. Obviously, this doesn't exactly apply to you since most of your campaigns are more open towards classes. Is he
I'm very
allowed?
open towards classes. If you have a good enough idea for a class, I will sit down for you and we will make the class.
That does remind me for the next Fantasy Zone run. I do have an idea for a class.
You don't want to make Swain again?
Part of me wants to make Swain again, but let's just say it has to do with a Marvel character I want to make a class around, and I think it's dope as shit.
And this is?
They have a sicko mode. It's a Venom class with a symbiote. I've always wanted to do a symbiote class.
It's something we're gonna have to talk about. I don't.
Like I said, I wouldn't expect you to, but it's a class I've been dying to do.
I get you're excited about this, but it's not something that
I wouldn't expect it to be realistic. It's more for a lot of these other DMs because I know that my cousin has another DM I occasionally go to.
I know. I literally just said if you have an idea for it, but this is like something that that's too on the nose. I feel like, you know what I mean.
Oh yeah,
and I feel like Swain already has that because you already have a devil trigger. You know what I mean? I feel like you're literally just doing a cosmetic change for your character right now, and there's no point to make a whole new character to do the same thing you're doing right now. You know what I mean?
And rest assured, I do intend to play Swain again because to this day he is my most favorite character I've ever done.
Plus, you have your art commission of him, so yeah.
Exactly.
I would expect you keep that. You know what I mean?
But anyway, as I was saying, What was it? Fuck, where was I? It had to do with classes. I know that.
Yeah. Anyways, I have to fucking edit the fuck out of this now. Damn, we're talking about personal shit now because it's 2 a.m. and we're talking bullshit.
Anyway, as I was saying, I've always liked the way that how you do it.
This podcast has gone over the timer. I want to say we're past an hour and a half by almost an hour now. Let's finish up this talking point in the podcast.
Sounds good. Anyway, for any aspiring DMs out there, if there's one thing I can recommend as a player, I myself have only ever ran as a DM one session, and it was one I threw together. It's kind of like a trial period. Is hear your players out. For the love of God, hear your players out. I cannot stress that enough.
And as a don't not to interrupt you, Red. I'll let you finish, but as a DM, like not to step on what Red just said, but hear your players out, but never let them drag you down.
Bingo. You got to still keep a solid backbone. There's going to be times where it's the same thing with roommates. You can be great friends, but doesn't mean you're good roommates together. Same thing applies to D&D. You can be great friends, but you just don't agree on things on how D&D should be run. That's the beautiful thing about it. It can be run 1,000 and a million different ways.
You can run your own campaign. You can run a pre-built one. You can run it out of the book. You can make your own. You can change the lore of a certain monster. You can change. You can run it how it's like made out of the book. It does not matter. D&D is made to be an adventure game based upon how you're playing it. As a DM, you're the moderator and mediator to like make the game play based on how you want to play it. You know what I mean? And your
Exactly.
adventurers are playing the story that you've built in the world that they built. But it's not your story. It's your story that they're playing in. You know what I mean? It's their story that they're playing. Well, no, I said that wrong. You've written the story. Now they're yeah. Let me try.
You've written the path. They're the story.
There we go. Thank you, Red. Sorry, it's late.
No problem. No worries. But now for the players. We've all heard the memes of certain players. We've got the power grinders. I'm guilty of that occasionally. I like beating big numbers. What can I say?
You were
However,
very guilty of that in the first run of FC2, not FC3.
hey, I was about to say I feel like I toned that a lot.
You weren't as guilty as that of Boom back when you bought the fuck. Remember when he bought the fucking drill for no reason other than the fact it was
God.
a drill?
I remember that.
What? How much did he spend on that? 36 million? And the fucking thing needed repairs too, didn't it?
I know it was a purchase that he just got car salesman into.
He did.
But hey, like I said, everyone has their flaws in D&D, and it's okay to be parts of these. But you got to remember that each of these players, all of you are in this together. And there's going to be times where your DM is going to guide you a certain path. Sometimes it's best to take it. Sometimes it's best to say, fuck it. That's not what we want. We want to do this. Now, that being said, as for you players, just because your DM runs things a different way, please don't hold it against them as your friendship. All it does is cause more trouble than it's really worth. If it's not run the way you want to do it, hey, no harm, no foul. Just quit from the campaign. They're going to be able to find a replacement. I mean, for God's sake, you can literally go on Reddit and find someone to take the spot in 10 fucking minutes. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not.
He really isn't.
And for those of you looking to get into it and see that it seems like a big deal,
we will have a link to the Grand Fortress in the description of this video, actually.
Yeah. But my piece of advice for those of you looking to get into it or just concerned that it's a bit much, don't worry to ask questions. In fact, that's a good thing you should do. It allows you to know what the group is like.
Oh yeah, never, ever, ever be afraid to ask questions. I will give you an example of, because if you're ever worried about doing something stupid, don't. Boom is a veteran of, I want to say, 9 campaigns. He has finished and completed 9 campaigns total and started who knows how many others and been playing D&D for years now. You want to know what he tried to do a couple months ago?
This would be good.
Red, ask me what he tried to do a couple months ago because the audience can't ask me.
What did he try to do?
He tried to rob a moose.
As you can see, folks, there are indeed stupid things you can do, but I promise you, regardless of what group you're in, everyone at one point makes a stupid fucking decision that makes you shake your head why they thought that was a good idea.
Also, if you watched Beast Wars Thresh, you'll hear the story of Boom activating the Grand Eldritch Altar in the room filled with blood mirrors, or the blood stained glass window that summoned a shambling horror. And basically, the shambling horror had 8 actions and could use Eldritch Blast every other turn, and basically almost got him and another character killed. The only way they survived is because when the Eldritch monster summoned a bunch of portals, and they were all cosmic portals to different realms, and they jumped through one of them. Basically, they ended up in the Underdark.
Exactly. And I myself am no innocent player when it comes to that. I myself has made my fair amount of stupid choices.
He was a murder hobo, and he tried to murder at least 3 heroes.
Shit happens. But you see,
he outgrew that because he grew as a player and learned to care for people.
Exactly. As you can see, folks, a good way to figure out your group is by asking questions. If they're going to be assholes about it and jump the gun, probably not the best starting group to begin with. And that's okay. Start with a different. You're going to bound to find a group that you enjoy spending time with. And that's really how it should be, since some of these campaigns can last upwards of 6 to 8, even 12 fuck. We've had a session go for 18 hours. I remember that day. We started at what, like 8 a.m., 10 a.m. around there? And
God! We went for so long that day. That was one of the Hive Kingdom arc days, wasn't it?
It was. And while Boom had to go, Delta had to go, and at one point, Nikki had to go.
Did someone leave, go to sleep, come back, and rejoin?
Nikki.
Yeah.
Nikki did that. But as you can see, folks, it's okay to, these are people you're going to be spending a lot of time with. Granted, yeah, you're not going to spend every day with them.
Hell, we're a pretty good starting group that's open to people. Join us.
Exactly.
Anyways, don't finish this up, and we need to finish this up because we're approaching We're approaching 3 hours now. We're supposed to only go for an hour and a half.
Shit happens, right?
Yeah, it does.
Anyway.
Oh my God, I have to edit this so much now.
Anyway, folks, like I said, you're gonna find a group that will mesh well with you, as well as a DM that will mesh well with you. I happen to have found mine, and I personally am not a huge fan of 5e. However, I like homebrew. That's what he helped me figure out. And since then, I've enjoyed it ever since. So that's something to keep in mind as you search. It's okay to explore. It's okay to experiment. Who knows? You might find a class you enjoy. But that's just the thing, is you just got to find a group of people that you enjoy spending a lot of time with. And on that note, again, DMs, listen to your players. Players, don't be shit fiends. And rogues, for the love of God, stop causing problems. Bards, actually help the party. Barbarians, stop charging in. Warriors, you're cookie cutters. What the fuck do you expect? Wizards and sorcerers, you're bullshit. Don't even at me.
And remember,
you're there.
And remember, don't be a Delta.
Good shit.
All right, and that's the Best of Nothing podcast. Did you have fun? We sure did. Thank you. Thanks to the Jacobs Corporation once again for being our sponsor.
Take care, folks.
Remember, Best of Nothing. Use the code Best of Nothing for checkout at app. Use the code Best of Nothing at checkout for 10% off of a green or white rarity gun. Oh man. Jacobs Corporation. They're good. They're a good corporation. What great guys.
Enjoy their firearms. What can I say?
Oh yeah, they make such good shotguns.
Oh, you can say handguns. I love.
As always, happy crusading.
Take care.